Hey, hello. Welcome to episode 2 of the Happy Habits series. And this time we're focusing on what is happening in our brains, our thoughts, our thinking processes, which sometimes can be problematic. Rita, so what kinds of things are you thinking when you wake up at 3 in the morning?
I think you might already know the answer to this, but
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't have to be 3 in the morning. I think terrible thoughts, gloomy thoughts, depressed thoughts, end of the world sorts of thoughts, and it's very gripping and it's very awful.
A guy named Martin Seligman, who's a leader in the positive psychology movement, developed a technique that is designed to help counter that. And it's called Three Good Things. We're recommending it because it's simple and easy. All you have to do, end of the day, before you go to bed, write down three good things that happened during the day. And those three good things, you write them down and then you explain to yourself, why did they happen?
But what if you can't think of three good
Oh,
things?
even tiny things, Rita. Like I remember to brush my teeth. That was a good thing.
Yeah, yeah. Car started, toast
Hmm.
was good.
Hmm.
I found a TV show.
Right.
Okay, all right, good.
So you write those things down, and then the process is that it gets your brain starting to think about the positive reasons why even those small good things happened.
Hmm.
Tends to counter the negative.
Yeah, so you do it for a week,
Hmm.
and I have to admit I don't always do this, but we would love to hear from you, and we hope you'll give it a try.
And it's one process to help get to know yourself better,
Hmm.
which is really important because a lot of times we just negatively critique ourselves.
Well, and that takes us right to the next thing we wanted to talk with you about.
Right. Little cognitive therapy 101. And most of the time, most of us are talking to ourselves one way or another, and oftentimes the flavor of that is negative. Do you
Right.
have a story about that,
Yes,
Rita?
I do happen to have a
Oh, I
story.
thought you would.
Yeah, it's we learned in graduate school about this inner dialogue that we have. I'd always talk to myself, but I'd never really thought of it that way. And one day I was out running the M, and uh, I was talking to myself in my usual inner voice, which was not going fast enough. This is hard. This is stupid. You're out of shape. Try harder. You're barely moving. And then I thought, oh, I'm going to try this. And I remembered my grandmother, Margaret, who was super approving, super kind. And she always called me sweetheart. And I thought, all right, I'm going to call myself sweetheart and say a nice thing in her voice. And I did. Ugh, this makes me so emotional. It totally worked. I changed my attitude so much about that exercise and whether it was a good thing or not. I was suddenly kind of proud of myself. And it's lasted 30 years.
And what's profound about that is you just managed to shift the negative scoldy thing to Grandma Margaret, a nice, compassionate, loving voice.
That's right. So, that whole notion of talking to ourselves positively fits right into the times we're coping with right now. I'm sure both of us can imagine some very difficult days you're facing, and we think maybe you can import a voice congratulating you on the hard work you're doing, saving lives, answering emails, dealing with children you'd rather adopt out, stuff like that.
Even the menial things you're doing, it's amazing. It's great. You need to encourage yourself.
Right. One final note. We also wanted to talk with you about relaxation. We've written up how to do that. There are zillions of things on the internet. We're big fans of relaxing. It helps your immune system. So we hope you'll try that exercise as well. And remember, we're rooting for you. We're in this together.